Oh, that's Bill.
And that's Will.
Oh man, let me get adjusted here. I feel like
You got the right seat?
I'm good now.
All
I'm
right.
good, man.
Okay, we good to go then.
That's Bill.
And that's Will.
Today on the Bill and Will Show, we are talking a variety of things from ESPN pay cuts to NFL wardrobes, man. So let's get to it. Gibson, you know what we got started off.
You know what?
10
I
topics.
can't wait to get to the NFL wardrobes. I want to do that, man.
Right away.
Dress to impress.
Dress to impress. So here I got some recent and not so recent outfits of the NFL. Man, what do you think about this? And what do you think about the fashion world of the NFL, of the sports? It's very different from you.
Yeah, it's very different
You
from
see
me.
that? You see
it's very, see,
Ezekiel Elliott a few years ago, you know, with the
I don't understand that. Why would you wear a shirt like that? What is that?
You know, the running backs always want to show their stomachs, you know.
Yeah, but he
That's
didn't.
what you got.
I mean, oh man,
You didn't like that look?
I didn't like that look. I didn't like it. I don't like the blanket that people put on their neck for a scarf. I don't like that. Quilts they put on their neck for a scarf. What is that? I don't like that. You know, a jacket with no shirt, no sleeves. What is that?
Well, were you a traditional guy?
I'm very traditional.
You just
And if
want-
I was a young man, I'd be in the league dressed in a shirt and tie, suit and tie. I'd be GQ every time we go out. I wouldn't be with the shirt halfway, no sleeves on my jacket. I wouldn't be doing that mess. I wouldn't have no flooding pants coming up to my calves with the purple socks. Mm-mm. That's not fashion. That's clowning.
You a James Bond tuxedo type
Oh
of
man,
white shirt, black
black
blazer.
tie.
Yeah.
White shirt, black tie. Yeah, all day long. When you're a fashion person, and you got to be classic with it. So when you classic, you have 4 colors: black, blue, brown, and gray.
I read.
No,
Gibson.
that's not classic. That's clowning. That's clowning. Black, blue, brown, and gray.
What about orange, Gibson?
No, man.
Getting red and white and green and purple. What about the colors? You got to express
Lamar
yourself.
Jackson had
Gibson.
some kind of green jacket on with the where was that? I don't like that.
Man, I've seen
I
some.
don't like that. I don't understand that. Why is that fashion? Who said that was good looking? Who said that?
Well, most of these guys, when they get to the NFL, you know, they hire designers and they hire people to dress them. They get a lot of free stuff, so they want to try a lot of free things.
Now who is that?
I don't know, man.
Now that's nice. I wouldn't wear it, but
All
it looks
white
nice.
suit?
See, it looks nice. I like that.
I think a lot of people gonna wear all white. It's just some people, you know, throw in their own stuff in there. I'm a big Dame Lillard fan on his dressing. He can dress. I'm a big CJ dresser. I'm a big.
I hope you're not a big Westbrook fan.
I like Westbrook's outfits,
Why?
man, because he just throws out of the box. He goes out of the ordinary, you know, and I like that. Well, you don't have to be like everybody else. Now, if everybody do it, it might start to be clownish. But
It is. Everybody's doing it.
Oh.
It's like that now. All the young players coming out, they're trying to outdo the last guy.
Like right here, man. Tyler Hero, I believe, last year in the NBA draft, he probably was the freshest guy out there. One right here on the end with his floral outfit that he had. He was dope.
You can't do that. You can't.
It was nice.
You
Zion
can't.
was nice with his also though. Zion come through the white suit, man. I think all through the years you got people that just want to express themselves. From Charles Barkley when he had his suit on, you know, it was a little bit too little.
It's sad.
Sad time with dressing coming up.
Because now, I don't know if when these guys get older, if they're going to mature out of that foolishness and start wearing suits. But if they don't, it's only going to get worse.
I like that suit by Spider-Man suit by Bobo, Manobu's son. It's all right, Gibson. You gotta understand, man.
Just be classic, man. I mean, bam.
He's a
Just
classic, man.
What do you call it? What do young people call it? Dripping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, drip with a classic black suit with white tie, or you could even put some polka dots on a bow tie with a black suit. Just then put your Movado watch on. Oh, we got to go to work, guys. Businessmen.
Businessmen.
Billionaire businessmen.
Businessmen, billionaire businessmen. We're talking
I like that.
Tillman Fajita from the Utah Rockets owner.
It's not the Utah Rockets, the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, them two. Both they never won nothing. I guess the
What do you mean
Rockets
they never
have.
won
Sorry. He's bleeding, Gibson.
Man.
He's ready to get back to work. His restaurants, his casinos, his Uber Eats like ride share company is bleeding right now, Gibson. What kind of advice you got for him?
All right, I got 2 bits of advice for Tillman and Utah owner.
And he wants to get back to work as soon as possible.
All right, so I got 2 bits of advice. The first bit of advice I have for him is relax, settle down.
It'll all be over soon.
Just relax, Tillman. Just relax. You're doing the right thing. Yes, you got to cut these people. You got to.
Furlough.
You got to. Furlough, lay off, fire, whatever. You got to do that. No big deal. Relax. This is the United States. Number 2, just keep doing what you're doing. Relax. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, how do I feel about what he said? America has to get back to work as soon as possible. Absolutely. Not just America, but the whole world got to get back to work. You know, so I believe that the fact that we quarantined ourselves, the people who have it, they're already in the hospital. The people who had it and died, they already dead. So because we've quarantined ourselves, and the people who have it and got rid of it, you know, it's going to die out on its own. The 30 days that we had so far is good to go. Now, I know they got some kind of drug because my boy Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, he donated some money. They spray that on you, or you take a pill or whatever, and you good. Now, they're not going to wait a whole year to get through the drug administration. They're not going to do that. They're going to put this thing on the fast track. They're going to get 10 people that have it, go give it to them. If they get cured, boom, we're going to market. We'll get this out to the whole world.
You gonna take that?
I don't need to take it because I'm good. My immune system is Aggie strong. You see what I'm saying? Them Texas A&M Aggies
I guess I
from
need
the
to.
SEC
I guess
beat LSU 2 years ago.
I guess I need to figure out what's the difference between furloughed and fired, furloughed and let go, furloughed and please don't come back.
Okay, so a furlough means you still working, but we're going to let you go for a little while.
No.
Like when you're in the military.
No.
And you in the military, they furlough you, you go home for a little stint, and then you come back. That's a furlough. It's the same as not a layoff. A layoff, if you get laid off, you might not come back. But you didn't get fired, so you can go to your next job and say, no, I didn't get fired. I got laid off. That's the difference between a layover and a furlough and a layoff. Fired, you know what that is. Get your butt out of here.
Ain't no difference between furloughed and fired, Gibson. You both
It's-
got you.
what?
At the end of the day, you don't have a job.
Well,
Gibson.
COVID-19 shut it down, D.
So
It's a difference.
I think with the 40,000 workers furloughed, President told me if you keep your workers, you continue to get money, but you're not a small business, so you don't get that relief. I don't know if that's true or not, but I want to know if you would have fired your staff and you would have furloughed them, what's the difference? What do you get for furloughing? What do you get for just letting them go and firing them? Also, did they get compensation for this furlough?
Well, I didn't get my money.
You work for Houston?
I don't work for Houston, but I didn't get my $1,200.
No. As far as coming back to work as soon as possible, why? Do we need casinos? Do we need restaurants? Do we need basketball?
But those people need those jobs. The employees, the 40,000 employees that got furloughed, they need those jobs. They got to pay bills.
If 40,000 people got laid or furloughed from his job, Jeff Bezos just hired 75,000 people. Walmart just hired 100,000 people. There's jobs out there.
Because those jobs are necessity jobs. jobs.
But I'm saying there's jobs out there.
People are still going to the grocery store.
Yeah, and these 40,000 workers that got furloughed, go find a job. I mean, you can still work, man.
But everybody can't work at Walmart. They only need so many people.
Walmart, Lowe's. There's a lot of people out there without no jobs, huh, Gibson?
And then this crazy idea that America has that we're gonna automate everything. See, that's gonna make things worse. Because if you go to Walmart right now, they don't have a whole bunch of cashiers. But they have 1,000 self-checkouts.
Oh, I seen that coming in 2010, Gibson. They already been doing that.
So that's what I'm saying. So there's 40,000 people, they can't go to Walmart. Those people they hired at Walmart, they work. And the new.
And the new.
And the new.
And the new.
Champion of the world.
And the new highest paid
running back
in the NFL is Christian McCaffrey.
Witty Christian McCaffrey.
Witty Christian McCaffrey.
And he deserves every penny he got.
2,392 yards from scrimmage last year.
Yes, sir.
Christian McCaffrey.
He deserved every penny he got. He set the tone. He set the standard for the new running back in the NFL.
I like this. I like this.
I love it.
I like this just because they not discriminating, Gibson. They letting this Caucasian guy come in here and be the battering ram and using him just like they'll use up any other old poor African running back, Gibson.
Why are you doing that, man?
Because I haven't got to say this about a Caucasian running back since the longest yard with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
They're not abusing nobody.
What you talking, Gibson? He was 53% of the offense. What are you talking about? They're going to run this young man into the ground.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
No, they're
are.
not. Because he's not that type of running back.
He passes. They pass it to him and they hand it off to him.
Yes.
That means how do you stop somebody from when you catch the ball? How do you stop them?
You got to tackle him.
So when they hand the ball off, how do you stop them?
You got to tackle him.
Exactly. They're gonna run this man into the ground.
Well, who blocking for him? They gonna get blocked. No. Listen, Christian McCaffrey, he got the money that he got because he is versatile. He's the leading pass receiver on their team. He's the leading running back on their team.
Run him into the ground.
So he can do a lot of things. He's how you do it? Yeah, he's fluid. He can do it all.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get hurt. He's been in the NFL 2 years or 4 years now, and he doesn't get hurt.
Not yet. Gibson.
You know why he doesn't get hurt? Because he doesn't take the licks and the blows because he's versatile.
Stop, Gibson.
He's not going to run the ball 30 times like Zeke. He's going to run the ball 15 times, and he's going to catch 15 passes, and he's going to get 2,000 yards from scrimmage like doing that.
They're going to run him into the ground, Gibson.
Now, this is how he's reset the market.
Show me.
If you want to be the highest paid running back in the NFL, guess what you got to do now? You got to do more than Caffrey. See, Ezekiel Elliott, if this would have happened first, if Caffrey would have happened first, Zeke would have never got that $90 million he got. Never would have got it because he's not even close to that. That running back from the Rams, Todd Gurley, never would have got that money.
I've seen somebody play like this and do this before.
There is nobody that's doing what McCaffrey is doing. Name one back that's doing what McCaffrey is doing.
The LeVar Bell, sorry.
Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon
He don't
Bell.
catch the ball out of the backfield. And guess what Le'Veon Bell did last year?
I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what he did last year when you go to a losing team. But he led the league in catching the ball out the backfield for years, Gibson. Talking about 60 to 30, 60 to 70 catches a year out of the backfield. Come on, Gibson. Come on, man. Le'Veon Bell was the best running back in the league, and he set out and he got his money. They gave this kid $75 million, and they're going to run him into the ground.
No,
Gibson.
they're not.
Yes, they are.
I'm going to tell you why they're not. Guess who their coach is at the Carolina Panthers?
Rule.
Guess where he came from?
Baylor.
And guess what they do all the time? Pass. They are not going to run that brother into the ground. Not going to happen. Now, the closest running back to McCaffrey, in my opinion, would probably be the running back Kamara from the New Orleans Saints. He's the closest running back. And him being the closest running back is miles apart. Kamara don't have the numbers that McCaffrey has.
Man, let me tell you, if you
There is no other back that's doing what those two guys are doing.
Christian McCaffrey is a great back.
Great back.
He deserves his spot where he is right now. He deserves. He's not number one. He's not the number one running back in the league. Now, let's don't get it twisted. Let's not stop. He's not the number one running back in the league.
He's the highest paid running back in the league.
He's not the best running
He's
back
the
in the
highest
league.
paid running back in the league. What that mean? That means you the best.
No, it just means his time is now and waiting for somebody else to come.
You know what? You know who should have been doing what he's doing right now?
Who?
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Yeah.
Reggie Bush should have been doing what McCaffrey's doing right now. But you know why he didn't do it? It's not Reggie Bush's fault. It's the coach's fault.
That's
because
exactly.
when he was at USC, he was doing exactly what McCaffrey is doing at USC. And McCaffrey went to Stanford. He was doing exactly that. When he went to the NFL, they should have done the same thing with him.
Tried to run him up the number, tried to run him up the gut every time.
For what?
I don't know.
He weighed 190 pounds.
Anyway, hey, you haven't turned 24 yet. You're 23 years old with $75 million in the bank over the next 6 years. That just means you can retire when you're 30 because guess what? They gonna run you into the ground, Christian McCaffrey. In the NFL, if you can't run the ball, if you can't get third downs and get off the field as a defense and as an offense, you can't run the ball, either end, you're dead. So guess what, buddy? Got rid of Cam Newton. He's a runner. That means you're gonna run more. They brought Teddy Bridgewater in. Guess what?
Ooh, Teddy Bridgewater.
He's not a runner. So guess what? That means the onus is on you to run the ball. I like you. I think you know what's coming. You've been bulking up the last 2-3 seasons. You look really well.
He's
A&M
strong now.
Where he from? Christian McCaffrey.
I don't know.
Stanford.
Well, yeah, he went to
You know
college
how
at
I went?
Stanford.
You know how I know that?
You researched it.
No.
How?
They wanted me to go to Stanford, but I didn't. Got a 740 on the SAT.
Oh.
They good 740 on the SAT?
Well, the fact that you took it, that's good.
We are talking
Deemed essential.
deemed essential. Vince McMahon somehow is still on the come up. Gibson, the Worldwide Federation, the WWE, has been deemed essential and will start live broadcasting on Monday. Gibson today.
I don't know why they're deemed essential. Entertainment?
In Florida, they're deemed essential where they're closing the beaches, but they said, Vince McMahon, you can continue. At first, they said, no, you can't do this, Vince. I think he called one of your lawyers, and they got on the phone with somebody and said, hey, Vince is the man, you got to let him continue.
My lawyers can make it happen.
So now they're essential. What do you think about WWE?
I don't understand that. How are you essential? I could only imagine that they call him essential in Florida because they don't have a outlet. So people can't just be sitting at home like this, so they got to have something to do. So they say, well, we'll let the WWE be that, something to do. So it's essential. That's the only thing I can think of. Because if you was in California, you would have something else to do. If you was in Texas, you'd have something else to do. But I guess Florida, there's nothing to do. If you don't go to the beach, there's nothing else to do.
I don't know. I don't know how it's deemed essential, but I guess it's been a staple for years, and I guess with it Monday night not being there, they feel like the 30, 40 years that it has been there, that you're going to miss something. People are addicted to this, which people are for sure, and they deemed it essential. They want people to continue to watch Monday night and know that the comfort of Vince McMahon is going to be there, I guess.
See, I fell out when the Four Horsemen left.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, man, where are the Four Horsemen? Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, and me.
Yeah, I got bought out by Vince McMahon. Eric Bischoff, he took that deal. But stay at home, people, and watch Vince McMahon. I guess their facilities, they own their own facilities there in Florida and Orlando, and I guess somehow they get to put 10 people in a same space, and they get to continue business as usual. that just shows you the buying power of the staying power, I guess, or buying power of Vince McMahon versus a Dana White. That's a conversation I would like to have. Dana White versus Vince McMahon.
Well, Dana White is not Vince McMahon. They're not even in the same league.
Not
Dana
close.
White is a spokesman for the UFC.
No. Let's get it straight.
He's a spokesman.
Let's stay it straight. I agree. Vince
Vince
McMahon is a boss.
Exactly.
He
There you
owns
go.
it. Yeah.
There you go. It's two different things.
Two different worlds out there. Do you think Dana White sometimes thinks he's Vince McMahon?
No, he don't think that. He knows he got a hand telling him what to say and do. And he knows that. He understands that.
You calling Dana White a puppet?
That's exactly what he is. He works for Zuffa. He is not Zuffa. He works for Zuffa. If you work for somebody, guess what?
You're a worker. Essential, so we coming to you
Yes.
live.
Instead of Texas has deemed the Bill and Willis Show essential.
And today we are talking race to racism. Gibson,
Uh-oh.
NASCAR driver recently, Kyle Larson, got suspended without pay. Gibson, they were quarantining. He was on live playing the video game and called somebody the N-word with the hard ER at the end. Gibson playing with his Caucasian buddies there, and it slipped out. How do you feel about this and the suspension and racism in it?
What's the problem?
I'm trying to ask you, do you feel it's a problem?
It's not a problem.
I don't see it's a problem.
What's the problem?
If nobody says anything, is there a problem? If no one says nothing and if everybody ignores it and act like it's nothing, is there a problem?
It's not a problem.
I want to know why we allow racism to be a problem when someone says a word like this. It's just like him saying apple.
Okay. So Snoop Dogg, he get on the mic. I'm not going to use Snoop Dogg. I'm going to use Chris Brown because I like one of the songs that he sings.
You gonna sing it?
No, I'm not going to sing it.
All right, good.
But he said the word back to back to back. How come they didn't suspend him?
He black. He black.
He black. D, we got to stop this, man. I don't care if to me it's funny. I think that it's the way that he said it. He wasn't mad. I don't think they just being competitive, having some fun.
He just asking, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And he, hey. Just talking to his friends, man. He used the word.
You can't. It's okay for the black people to say it, but nobody else can say it. Now that's not right. If that's the case, they need to suspend me for saying cracker. But they're not.
Hold on, who needs to suspend you? You work for yourself.
Oh. Cracker. Nobody gonna call me. Get out of here with that mess. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Man, let
Listen,
that man alone, man. Suspended without pay.
Y'all calling people racist for people using words now? Or y'all are deeming people unworthy of things because they use a certain choice of words that everybody use. Y'all make it important by making it important.
That's right, because it's nothing.
It's nothing. Let them say it. If you keep on your day and don't even put light to it, when you shine light on something that's stupid, it makes it bigger. It just doesn't hurt anybody. He didn't hurt anybody. Didn't do anything. Had to apologize to the American community.
He didn't apologize to the African American community?
He did.
He did?
He did. Of course he did. All them sponsorships. But that doesn't mean he's gonna stop saying the word.
He just won't do it on TV.
He just won't do it on TV. He didn't mean to do it on TV.
Look at Trump. He said it all the time.
I'm pretty sure it's Donald Trump says the N-word all the time. But he's saying it to black people too.
Yeah, you be on that too. Y'all can't get in this apartment complex. All y'all right there. All y'all ears right there, don't even apply. That's what he said.
And look, if somebody call you N-word and you answer, guess what? You are one. And
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Because it's not just black people.
It's not just black people.
There's a whole bunch of Mexicans, a whole bunch of other white people, and a whole bunch of everybody.
It's a lot. It's a mentality, people. It's not a skin color.
It just started out with us, but it just spread out to everybody.
It's
like the coronavirus. It's on everybody.
Hey, it's hard to shake off too, man.
If that's what you are, that's what you are.
Man.
If somebody call you that and it bother you, you got a problem.
You got a problem.
If they call me that, I wouldn't even say nothing to them.
I'll be like, who you talking to?
Who you talking to?
Me?
Oh, that dude right there? Hey, man, he call you
Most likely he gonna get mad.
He gonna get mad, because I ain't gonna get mad.
I'm not. So what's gonna happen? You get mad.
What's gonna happen if I get mad?
If they get mad at
Oh,
them.
hey, that's on you, dog. Handle your business.
Listen, people. Sticks and
Golly,
stones, people.
man.
Sticks and stones, man. It's simple, man. Come on, people.
Golly.
But you got to do better, Kyle. You got to do better. He used the hard ER too. You say that.
Paper cuts. Ouch.
Paper cuts.
Paper cuts.
It's gonna hurt more than paper cut, Gibson. In the recent financial crisis that we're having with the coronavirus, ESPN has asked its top 100 commentators to take a 15% pay cut. You taking pay cuts, Gibson?
They gotta do it.
Oh yeah, I know they work for somebody. Fuck it right.
And what you gonna say, no? Then they gonna fire you. Where you going? You can't go nowhere else because they cutting back too. You can't go to Fox Sports, they cutting back too. They don't have no sports to talk about either. Can't go to CBS Sports, because guess what? They cutting back too because there ain't no sports to talk about. Take the cut, man. Don't say nothing. Just say, hey, I'm a team ball player. Yes, sir. I'll take that cut. How do you want me to sign? Yeah, take the cut.
Take the cut because they probably 9 times out of 10 they're gonna make it up on the back end for you. 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get made up for. You're gonna be made whole. And that's what y'all say. We're gonna make you whole. The lingo that y'all use.
I'm sure the commentators, they can take care of their family on a 15% pay cut.
I'm pretty sure they can.
Now the athletes, they can't do that.
These guys making well over $8-9 million a year. When you talk about Stephen A. Smith and you talk about Mike Golick and these guys and ESPN, and like you said, taking a 15% pay cut probably for a month or two isn't bad. They're still going to get their millions of dollars to talk about sports, and right now they're at home, sitting at home doing nothing. So
Yeah.
that's why they can take that 15% pay
Just
cut.
talk about nothing.
It looks good to people. Looks good to the stockholders. Look good to people. Like, we're taking pay cuts everywhere.
You should.
And
You're not doing the same amount of work. So why should you get paid the same amount of money?
Makes sense, right?
Makes sense to me.
I want my money no matter what.
These
My
are
son-
billionaires making billionaire decisions. I'm telling you, if you look at the billionaires, if you're just an average Joe Blow, you're working at Walmart and your wife is working at Target. If you look at the billionaires and how they make decisions and you start emulating that train of thought, that mindset, you're gonna go from low income to middle income. Just making good decisions. If you emulate what the billionaires are doing, I gotta cut this stuff out of my life. I don't need the newspaper. I don't need this vanity magazine. I don't need this BET magazine. I don't need cable TV. I'm gonna go with a Roku stick. Making hard decisions. You go from low income to middle income, just like that.
These guys are going to continue to make their money. They're going to continue to get paid. So I understand they don't care about making pay cuts. But a lot of people, this is affecting a lot of people. 15% for most people will take them down. It is taking some people down. So ESPN, I guess they're doing what they need to do too, man. They're bleeding money too, I guess.
Everybody's bleeding. The whole country, the whole world is shut down because of the coronavirus. And whoever started it, I'm sure that person didn't mean for it to get like this, but guess what? It got like this.
The media, ESPN, which is a media outlet, they're the cause of this. If ESPN and all these other news people came out today and said, it's all right, we can go outside, guess what everybody's going to do, Gibson? They told us all to stay in the house, and now we all in the house. All this is... The flu killed more people than this thing did last year.
Drunk driving.
But what? I don't know. They tell us to go in the house. Now we need to go in the house, Gibson. They tell us to come outside. They're going to tell us to come outside. What are we going through, Gibson, right now?
We're going through a puppeteer.
I feel like we the ones like this, Gibson. I don't know what's going on right now, but hey.
Hey, the preacher at our church Sunday said 500,000 people in the world died from the coronavirus. He said, how many of them got it from church? I said, none. People use that as an excuse not to go to church. Ain't nobody got the coronavirus from going to church. You're more likely to get shot at church than you are to get the coronavirus. Anyway, yeah, cut back.
Speaking of being shot, Gibson, I think the people that people keep calling me people.
You gotta go to work.
Talking exes.
Woo-wee.
And what I mean by exes,
I'm not gonna say nothing.
and when I talk about exes, I mean ex-teammates, ex-teams.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like boyfriend and girlfriend, and husband and wife exes.
Well,
I got
I
in
mean-
trouble last time talking about
Well, I mean,
that.
some of these guys are closer than that. You know what I mean? You see them more playing basketball. You see you see your players, your teammates, and more than your significant others. So let's talk about it, man. There was a really cool dynamic with this whole Toronto Raptors winning the championship a year after letting DeMar DeRozan go, and he was a really big staple for this team for years and years. And me personally, I don't feel like they would have won the championship if they didn't have a DeRozan to start the process that they were on. What do you think? What do you think about the relationship between DeMar DeRozan and Toronto? And yeah, I'm just gonna say Toronto. I don't want to say Mahasi Uro. What is his name? I can't say his name, man. The general manager, the president of the Toronto Raptors.
Masi Uribe?
Yeah,
He's the president?
Yeah, he's the president. They got, and he was the one that had to let DeMar DeRozan go for Kawhi Leonard, and they had a great relationship, and now they're trying to mend it. How do you feel about that situation?
The owner's trying to mend the relationship between him and Rosen.
No, the president is a black man. Is Masi? I don't know how you say his name, man.
He's trying to mend the relationship between him and DeRozan.
Yes, because he let him go. He told him he wasn't gonna trade him, and he ended up trading him for Kawhi Leonard. Can I start this?
Yes, because I'm probably going to get in trouble.
For me, I've been a part of this many times, where you start somewhere and they do greater than you. They do greater than what you did when you left. But when you were there, they didn't do as good as they've never done as good as they did when you were there. So you got to take some solemn in that. You got to take some gumption in that. You got to take something from that in this relationship. Burning bridges with presidents, with guys that's just doing business work. That's just what it is, man. You start something and it didn't work out, and they happen to win. Whether they would have won or not, you wasn't there, you wasn't a part of it, you're not gonna get a ring, so I know that hurts. But those are your friends, man. Your friends over there that you play 7, 8 years with, and you gotta take joy in them winning. I don't see a problem on why their relationship would be affected, other than the fact that probably he said, hey, I'm not gonna trade you, and he traded him.
This is business.
It's business, bro.
This is business. And when you're an athlete, I know these guys are young and I'm older, and so maybe to a certain extent I have a little bit more maturity and understanding of what's really going on, but these guys are not your friends. They're not your family. They're not someone that's looking out for your best interest. You have to understand that this owner and every owner of every sports franchise is looking out for their own interest. You might be on the team and they know you and you know them and they'll talk to you, but you know, y'all are just co-workers. He's the owner and you're the employee. At the end of the day, he's looking at his bottom line. Now, you're a business owner. You're the business owner of DeMar Rosen. This is my franchise, DeMar Rosen. I gotta look out for my best interests. So my best interest is to make as much money as I can while I can in the NBA. That owner said, oh, I'm not gonna cut you. Why would you believe that? You've been a kid growing up. You've seen players go from one team to another team, to another team to. Everybody does that, and then you get there, and now all of a sudden you the one that's not going to get cut. Why would you think that? It's business. Look at my boy D Hop, Houston's greatest receiver of all time. He took the place of Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson was their best receiver. Guess what happened to him? He got cut. Do you need to take a nap?
Yeah, because you keep talking about Houston, man.
Because it's all things Houston.
It's irrelevant, man. It's
not irrelevant. When D Hop got cut, what did he say? It's business.
Gibson, you should have been cut, buddy. Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute. Now you just said that he helped the process.
He did, but he helped get beat over and over and over again. And the problem with LeBron was there. It was perfect timing. You left, and then LeBron left, so we really couldn't see. But y'all were the best team in the East. Toronto was. Year after, you had the best record.
Who was LeBron? He never played for Toronto.
And LeBron kept killing y'all in the finals. You could never go to the finals because LeBron just kept beating y'all and sweeping y'all. Yeah, to the point to where Dwayne Casey got fired. After Dwayne Casey got fired and having the best record in the league in the East, you should have known your numbers were up. Your time was up with Toronto, man. You should have known that you were gonna get cut. You sat there and said, "Hey, if we had LeBron James, we would win too." Who says that?
Why would you say something like that?
What?
He didn't win every championship. He's been in the league 17 years. He didn't win 17 championships.
Goodness gracious, DeMar DeRozan, you look scared to me when they did that. So I understood when they cut you. I understood that when they traded you. I'm sorry, but come on, man. You got traded for a way better, not a way better player. Because I'm not gonna disrespect. You got traded for a better player. And I would have loved for y'all to see you stay one more year and maybe see what y'all could have did if LeBron wasn't there. But it didn't happen, man. And I hope you and this guy, Masiri, hope he ain't in legal troubles anymore for what happened at the finals game. But I hope y'all mend your relationship because it's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's...
Mend a relationship for what?
They was cool at one time, Gibson.
Man, this is business. Go on about your business, Leonard. DeMar DeRozan. Go on about your business.
He don't like DeMar DeRozan people.
It's not that I don't like him, but this is what I don't like about what he's doing.
You think he a scrub?
Stop crying. It's business.
You like DeMar DeRozan, a good player?
He's a decent player.
He's
a decent player.
Should the Spurs keep him?
He can't carry a team.
I'm glad you understand that.
He can't carry a team, but he's a nice piece on the team.
You pay him $30 million?
That ain't a lot of money. How many years is that?
How many years you gonna pay him?
If he gonna get $30 million a year, that's a different story.
$30 million a year.
Oh, that's too much money. I thought you were gonna get $30 million over 5 years or something like that. 6 years. $30 million a year for DeMar DeRozan? No.
Wait a second. I know y'all heard that. You talking about DeMar DeRozan's worth $5 million a year?
Yeah, every bit of that. I give him that all day.
The Spurs, he said if they don't find him if they don't give him a contract with the Spurs, he gonna opt out.
Well, go ahead.
But he gonna opt out of a $28 million contract.
$28 million. He dumb. He just dumb.
I told you don't like him. What's going on?
That's dumb.
So nobody else gonna pay him that much money?
DeMar DeRozan, you're overvaluing yourself. Your numbers don't support $28 million a year.
So what's going?
He's gonna get cut. And then if he say, I'm not going nowhere until I get $30 million, he gonna be on the show with us. He'll be sitting over there because me and him gonna be elbowed. I don't have no money. We do this for free because we love it. He ain't gonna get nothing over here, but guess what? He ain't gonna get nothing in the NBA either. So he can sit in the NBA and get nothing, or he can sit over here with us and at least be on TV.
Somebody will pay DeMar DeRozan next year $30 million a season.
I want to see that.
For at least 3 years.
I want to see that. He's too old and he's not that good. Pick who?
Pick who? Pick who? Let me see what we got here. I don't even know what this is. It's not coming up. Oh, we got you know what's coming up. Gibson right around the corner. Got the NFL draft, baby.
I like the format they're going to use for the NFL draft.
Got the top 16 picks up there, man. We're going to see who you like. Gibson out of these picks, man. What you looking forward to? Who you looking forward to? There's no Clemson guys up there in the top.
I'm shocked by that.
Ain't no A&M guys up there either in the top 16.
Well, I'm not shocked by that. A&M, we didn't do well last year. But, well, let me leave that alone. Okay, so Cincinnati going number 1.
Cincinnati got Joe Burrow number 1 for sure.
I don't like that pick.
He's the best quarterback
No, he's not.
In this draft class. Stop it.
No, he's not.
Is he the best player? I'm not sure. Chase Young is up there too.
Okay. Let me break this down because I'm going to be the voice of reason.
Golly, Alabama?
For all these teams.
Alabama got 3 people. 4 people.
All right, so no, Joe Burrow is not the number 1 pick. I don't know why everybody has him touted as the number 1 pick. I don't like him as the number 1 pick. Now, he is the second best quarterback in the draft, no doubt about that. But Joe Burrow, he got cut at Ohio State. It took him 4 more years at LSU to become Joe Burrow.
He didn't get cut. He left.
He left because he wasn't going to play.
Exactly. He didn't get
What's
cut.
the difference? So like you said, furloughed and got laid off. What's the difference? He wasn't going to play. It took him 4 more years at LSU to get to where he is now. And then when he got to LSU, he was on the perfect storm. Joe Orgeron, get these guys going. He was on his way out. They was about to fire him.
No, they wasn't.
They was about to fire him. He had to do something.
He was going to get.
So listen to me.
He couldn't get fired, Gibson. He was just an intern. They was just calling him to get back to
whatever.
his position.
Layoff, furlough, same thing. He was going to get up out of there. He got lucky. A&M beat him the year before. Anyway, Joe Burrow is a nice quarterback. Yes. The number 1 quarterback? No. Who is the number 1 quarterback? Tua. Tua is special. Joe Burrow is just a good quarterback. Tua is special. Tua came in on the scene as a freshman in the national championship game against Georgia. Georgia was drumming Alabama. Just hammering them. Drumming Alabama. Coach Saban say, we got to do something different. He took out a 2-time national champion. And he put this freshman in there, Tua. Tua brought that team back, and on the last play of the game, boom, he throws a bomb, they catch it, touchdown, Alabama wins. And ever since that game, Tua has been dominant. He's the best quarterback in the best league in college football in the SEC. He kills people.
I'm sorry, Isaiah.
He is special.
There's a Clemson guy up there. My fault, man. Outside
So,
linebacker.
Cincinnati needs to go with Tua. For that reason, because he's special. The second reason, Cincinnati doesn't have an offensive line. Joe Burrow can't run. He's going to get killed. At least Tua can run out of the pocket and throw it.
You still got the Red Rocket over there, though. Is he still there?
I don't know.
TCU quarterback, Dalton, Andy.
Andy Dalton?
He's still there?
Dalton.
Anyway,
So, Chase Young. Let's talk about Chase Young at the number 2
the
spot.
best player in the game is
He
Chase
played
Young.
in the Clemson game, and we didn't call his name.
He did all his work before
He didn't
that.
do nothing in that
He
game.
did all his work before
If
that.
he didn't do nothing against Clemson, what are he going to do in the NFL?
He took off the last 3-4 games and still finished with the most sacks in NCAA history.
Man, let me tell you something about Chase Young.
Come on, man.
He didn't do nothing in that championship game against Clemson. Nothing.
I like Chase Young, man, just because defense is something you got to teach. Effort. If he has the effort, you don't have to teach that over there.
You can't
man.
teach effort. Either you got it or you don't.
I think he has it. You got Tua. He likes Tua. Tua's the 3rd quarterback off the board on this draft board, behind the Oregon quarterback going to Miami. They got me. If I was to pick, and I'm going number 1 with the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm looking to trade. I'm calling people on the phone right now. I've been sucking for years. I'm going to continue to suck. So let me get as many draft picks as I can, because obviously I don't have the in-house structure, the foundation to build a good organization. Last time we were in a good game was against the 49ers in the championship and we lost. Come on, Cincinnati. You just go give somebody else. See, let me see here. Go trade the the New York Jets. They're good. When the NFL is good, when the New York Jets are winning. when they have a good team. I don't want to care about Cincinnati. I don't care about these Washington Redskins, these Detroit Lions. These teams don't even need to be in the NFL, Gibbs. There's too many teams, man.
You know what I would do? If I was Detroit, I would trade that third pick for a number 1 pick next year. But you got to be careful because I don't know but they know more about it because they're dealing with this. But if I was Detroit, I'd trade out of that third pick.
Why, Gibson?
I'm gonna tell you why.
You got the Miami. You got somebody's already tanking for this for your guy already. Man.
I'm gonna tell you why I would trade out. If I'm Detroit, I'm trading all my picks this year to somebody else. I'm gonna tell you why.
Trevor Lawrence. I think Jacksonville is tanking already to try to go get Trevor Lawrence.
Now that's a good look. Jacksonville is trading everybody, and they're stacking up picks.
Mm-hmm. And they're looking for Trevor next year, so they're gonna be sorry. But again, that team, I think you can do away with them too.
But if I'm Detroit, I'm trading out of this pick because they up third. Jacksonville, they got a long way to go, but they already making some moves. I can already tell. They trading guys, they cutting guys, they getting rid of everybody.
Let me ask you a question about this. Is it time for the Atlanta Hawks to look for a backup for Matty Ice now?
The Atlanta Hawks or the Atlanta Falcons?
Atlanta Falcons, sorry.
They look for a backup for their quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Matty Ice. You know, maybe four years ago, they gave him a $100 million contract. He was supposed to be the guy for them. They haven't done nothing in a while. Is it time to look for a successor?
Yeah. But they're too far back. They're number 16.
No, I'm talking about as far as like now, preparation for the next few years.
Yeah, of course.
You don't think Matty Ice can get it done anymore?
He'll be decent, but nah, he's done.
Not elite.
He's not elite.
Anybody?
He had the potential. I think what stopped him was coaching. That's what I think.
Yeah, pretty good quarterback. I mean, pretty good coach.
He had one of the best receivers in the world in Julio Jones.
Still got him.
But Julio's not the same anymore. Yeah. Julio can't separate anymore. He can't, he can still catch, but he can't separate.
Got paid last year. He better do something.
Nah, he's just like that guy from the Cardinals. Can't do it no more.
Yeah, you're right. Hopkins can't do it again. That's why the Texans got rid of him.
No, Hopkins can still do it. He's the best receiver in the NFL. Don't get me going. Opening day. Many people are upset right now. About what?
About the MLB opening up in May.
They're going to play?
They're going to play. Mid-May. The CDC said they could start May 9th. They're looking at a mid-May.
The CDC said that?
CDC says they can start.
Oh, they're going to play baseball.
So, a lot of people are upset about it. How do you feel about it, Gibson?
No, they need to play. The pandemic, we're at the end of it now. Get on out there.
The end?
Yeah, we're toward the end now.
What's the end? What do you mean the end?
It's over.
People like that think this is a conspiracy, people. It's over.
The only reason the numbers went up is because the people who had it that didn't know they had it, now they know they got it. That's why the numbers went up. But guess what? That's it. Once they get past that, there is nobody else. Why? Because we've been quarantined. So nobody else got it.
Who been quarantined, Gibson?
The whole world's been quarantined. Everybody's been at the house.
Nobody's
except
been
for
at
Dak
the
Prescott and that soccer player. They've been doing stuff, but those are isolated incidences. Remember the soccer player? Dak Prescott had a big party last week.
Gibson.
So that's an isolated incidences, but everybody else, we've been quarantined.
Who? I've been.
What you mean, who?
Have you been to Walmart lately? Have you been in the grocery stores?
Yeah, they outside. They're not inside.
People are everywhere, Gibson. This thing isn't. Have you been tested?
I have not been tested.
I haven't been tested either.
You know why I haven't been tested? I'm not sick.
I know, but what I'm saying is how many people are like me and you that haven't been tested to see if we got anything.
They're not sick.
How do you know? It's symptom free. You can be symptom free and
no, you're not going to be symptom free. You're going to get sick.
Gibson, at the beginning stages, you're symptom free. There's a lot of
before I got pneumonia, I was symptom free until I got pneumonia. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Everybody's quarantined.
Chlamydia, Gibson. You ever had chlamydia?
Before I got it, I was symptom free.
No, Gibson.
When I got it, I got symptoms.
No, when you had it and you walking around, it's called a silent killer. You didn't know it was there kicking your ass. Or is that syphilis? Either way, Gibson, it's a viral disease that you don't know that you have it, and people aren't getting tested. There's over how many people that have been affected, Gibson? 100,000 now.
There's a lot of people.
And there's been a million people been affected, and over 100,000 have died. Right? Over 2 million.
In the US.
You still got 300 million people to go test.
Man, they can't test all those people.
Exactly. So
And
that's
if you're
why
not sick, don't worry about it.
the numbers gonna keep on
No,
rising.
they're not.
But it's like that. It's gonna
If
happen.
the CDC said you can go, guess what? They got a cure.
Puppets. The CDC is a puppet.
They got a cure. The world is not going to risk killing everybody just so they can make some money.
It's not gonna kill everybody, Gibson.
Okay, then only the strong can survive. The Aggies and the Houstons, they're going to make it.
This is finna knock off everybody. This is Gibson. They getting rid of people, man.
If you're an OU fan, you're probably not going to make it. If you're an Alabama fan, you're probably not going to make it. Only Houston fans and Texas A&M fans are going to make it.
Let's take baseball. Y'all
We're
go and
asymptomatic.
get back to normalcy, baseball. Nobody watches y'all anyway. I guess.
Somebody got to start it out.
Yeah, nobody.
Somebody got to start it out, and they're going to let it be baseball.
With fans or without fans, nobody cares about June baseball.
I agree with that, but somebody got to start it.
Vince McMahon done popped it off a long time ago.
But he just got to go ahead.
No, Vince hasn't missed a drum. He hasn't missed nothing during the coronavirus. He ain't missed a show. Vince McMahon ain't missed a step. He ain't missed a paycheck. Mike
No.
Wilbon is right, man. We don't need sports, Gibson. Spend time with your family.
They just did that.
Gibson, a month.
What they've been doing the whole time, spending time with their family at the house, quarantine.
So take some more time with your family. Take months. This
That's-
whole ideation, as I said, I don't know how you say it.
A couple of shows ago, I said, yeah, we need to shut it down. But guess what? We've been out for a month. That's good enough. Let's go back to work.
We ain't been out a month, Gibson.
It's been a month, March 25th.
No, what we need to do is they need to come on TV and say, listen, everybody stay home, period. Everything shut down, and do that for a month. And that's the start of it.
And keep giving out $1,200 checks?
Keep. You got yours?
I didn't get a
So what
check.
you mean keep?
Well, some people got a check.
I can't keep nothing I don't get. No, Gibson. First of all, the $1,200 stimulus package is garbage.
What?
Garbage.
Tell that to the people who got it.
Exactly. Guess what? People who got it, people in Canada, they get $2,000 a month for the next 4 months. But you,
Canada, oh Canada.
what's going on here? Friends no more. I ain't your friend no more,
man.
Gibson.
Gobert
After Rudy Gobert
and Mitchell.
contracted COVID-19, he gave it to his teammate Donovan Mitchell.
How do you know that was true?
I don't know, but that somehow they know it's true. And they don't like it. Right now, there's a rift between the teammates. I did say this when it happened. Thank you. I did say he's not gonna be there for long. And Rudy Gobert will not be a Jazz member for long. But they have a rift. Gibson, he says, is professional, and we're gonna play together until we don't play together. How do you feel about this? If someone gave you the clap, gave you the corona.
Boy, you wild, man.
It's the same thing.
It doesn't even sound alike.
It's the same thing. Gibson. They both got C's.
Corona.
Clap. Clap for the corona, Gibson. What if
All
someone
right,
gave
so-
you okay, look.
He didn't do it intentionally.
Yes, he did.
He didn't get a man the COVID virus intentionally.
Gibson, you walk through that door and I say, hey man, there's a really disease going around. Don't be playing around and touching people's stuff. And you go around and touch people's stuff.
He didn't do it intentionally. He thought it was a joke. It wasn't that bad then.
Keep playing with me.
It was a joke, man.
That's what we say, right? Keep playing with me and see what happens.
These guys acting like kids, man.
Rudy Gobert, man.
Neither one of them is in any real danger. They good now. They're young and strong and healthy. Only people 70 years old or older have a problem.
No,
These guys
no,
are young.
no. There's 19-year-olds dying. There's
But
20-year-olds dying.
that's the exception to
Yeah,
the rule.
yeah,
That's
but-
not the norm.
One of them could have gave it to their kids. One of them could have gave it to somebody else, and they didn't know. And hey,
Man,
man,
it was an accident. He didn't know he had it. How would he know he had it until after he had it?
And how you didn't know Donovan Mitchell? You didn't give it to him.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell could have got it.
I need more facts about this story before I can go and take somebody's side, because I refuse to go against the Frenchman.
But nobody is going to do that, something like that intentionally to a teammate like that. It's not going to happen. Now, the government, yeah, that's a different story. But me and you, I'm not going to do that to you intentionally. It's not going to happen.
The government give out Corona? The government?
Well, they experiment to see what happens, and then they get out of control. They give it to a rat, and they looking what he's doing. He flip out, he jump out of the cage, and then chase
I'm trying to think of
He shoot out the door when somebody come to work, and then he's out in the field.
Okay,
So
so
a cat eats it and then go back home, give it to the family, and then those family members spread out into the workforce, and then they get it, then those family members go back to their family. Then it's just, next thing you know, pandemic.
sound like the Corona. You know there was
Exactly.
such thing as a pandemic insurance? I wish I had some pandemic insurance. Jesus, whoever came up with that. Okay, I'm trying to dissect this situation because, okay, I'm going to practice every day. I got to see him every day when practice start again. If we really have a beef, it's going to be a beef, and you're going to hear about it. If I really don't like him, it's going to come out. But I think these two guys with their personalities, it won't ever come out. I think Donovan Mitchell is a quiet guy. I think he don't want any problems. I think Rudy Gobert is the same way. Matter of fact, I know Rudy Gobert is the same way. These guys don't want any problems with each other. They just want to play basketball. So I don't see Rudy Gobert there long. His contract is coming up over the next 2 years, I believe, and he will be gone.
Is he gonna get picked up by somebody else
He's 7 foot defensive player of the year every year.
with the COVID-19 virus?
Yeah, he can't get it no more, Gibson. He's immune to it. They both are. So it's all good now. But I think when you beef with the star player, you gotta leave. And we both know who's the star player on that team.
Who's the star player on that team?
Number 45, Donovan Mitchell.
He's the star player?
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna get rid of a 7-footer for a 4-footer?
I'm gonna get rid of a guy that can score 30 on any given night to a dude if I throw him the ball in the post and he got Chris Paul on him, he can't score.
Why is Rudy Gobert in the league then?
Because he's 7 foot and he can catch alley-oops.
But if you put Chris Paul on him at 5'10", he can't score.
Yeah, but they don't put Chris Paul on him. And they don't throw it to him the ball in the post. Yeah, it's just weird, Gibson. But he's a $100 million man. He's gonna make $30 million a year, like you said.
I missed my calling. I should have went to the NBA. Instead of becoming an entrepreneur, I should have gone to the NBA.
This is something I'm definitely going to be watching for. The Utah Jazz are 4th in the West right now. When they resume play, they will resume play. LeBron James will make sure of that. And I want to see how they play now. If they go down, if the chemistry is still there, they got a whole bunch of vets on that team, so I don't see it happening or affecting them. They got guys that don't have those type of mental, whatever word you want to use. They don't have a lot of people like Steven Jackson on the team. Outspoken. They don't have those
Alpha males.
No. Those jigaboos. The one with the mentality we was talking about earlier.
Oh.
They don't have those on the team.